food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my dolly sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, C-A-T.
You can spell!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
You recite!
Press the button, she says a dozen things, complete with desk, blackboard, and seat. Susie Smart, sold at food markets only.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not gonna try it. You try it. I'm not gonna try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Well, what's on the television, then? Looks like a penguin.
Doesn't look like a penguin to me. Looks like a bunch of speckly dots. Good morning, cats and kittens, pups and pooches, and welcome to the Deadbeat Club, weekend edition. I don't know if anybody else is up. I got up because I was supposed to go to the church today to do a craft fair. Spring festival thingamajig, but I looked at the weather report and it's supposed to start raining, and I'm like, I'm not going down there setting up a tent and getting my critters all wet, and so I just decided to stay home. But since I'm up and I'm not ready to start working on anything yet, I thought, okay, let's play with some pennies. Help clear my desk off. I'm still trying to switch computers, and so anyway, somebody's here. I'm not sure. Let me see. Let me get back over in the commentarials and see who else is up. It's Christopher. Hi, Christopher. How you doing, buddy? How's things on the other side of the pond? Kind of nasty here. Well, it's not super nasty, but yeah, it's too much work to go set up at a street market and get rained out a couple hours in. And I'm still recovering, so I just opted out on that plan. Didn't seem like the brightest thing for me to be trying to attempt, so I thought I would work on getting my house back in order a little bit today, but I'm not ready to do that yet, so I'm gonna open up some pennies and do that for a little bit. All the ones that were on my desk got kind of discombobulated, so I got to go back through these and organize them again, put them back where I can work with them. So these are on my desk. I've got to get them lined back up. I still haven't shown my craft project yet. Okay, that's one of the 2 Canadians we found the last time, so let's line that one back up. Some of these are, I'm not sure why they're on my desk, but we're going to find out and put them where they belong. That goes in, I've got a container. I don't know, is this the right container? I get so lazy. I don't know what these are here. I think these are just coppers. Come on, Suze, get it under the scope there. Now, I don't know what these are. They're not coppers. I guess I'm going to have to sort those too. Where are the containers? I gotta find my copper hopper. And that's how disorganized this place is. things got moved around, and there's jars of pennies, and one of the goals is to, okay, these are 82, 83s. One of the goals of the day is to get these where I can roll them up and take them to the bank and get my money and put it back in the moving fund. This is that weird 76. I gotta look at this 6. It's really weird. So that goes up here with the oddball pennies, along with my penny that has the stain on it that looks like a heart. Another unusual penny. And here's a 2009 Lincoln, part of the Lincoln Life series. I don't know why I accumulate those, but I do. This is my favorite Coinstar find ever. It's a plastic play money penny that looked so real that someone ran it through a Coinstar machine. Yeah, I found that in Quitman, Georgia, about 3 years ago in a Coinstar. I keep that one. And here's the other Canadian we found the other night. Put that there. Haven't done very well on there's a 74S we found the other night. I keep my S's. We don't get too many San Francisco pennies on the East Coast. This is the debatable, is it actually a wide AM or not? Some people say it is because the AMs are not touching, but then other people are questioning it because of other parts of the coin. So I gotta have that looked at under a little better scrutiny. There's one of the Wheaties, a 44. Let me move that down so I can start a Wheatie row. I have taken my meds, but not my supplements, and I have not had coffee. I usually wait. I don't like to mix my medicine with my coffee because it upsets me. And there's another Wheatie. And there's a 69S. Let's see. Okay, that's the 74. That goes there. Yeah, these all got dumped by mistake. Another Canadian. I'm doing better on Canadians than I am on Wheaties. And then I think most of these are just, there's another S. And I think the rest are just ones I want to check against my book. No, there's another S. This one, yeah, I thought the 63 was pretty sharp looking. Still has most of its glitz and glamour. I mean, it's got spots, but good morning, Irish. We're just hanging out. I was supposed to, yeah, I thought this one, the FG, was kind of crammed up next to itself. There's usually more space in there. So, and it's a 63 that looks really tidy for its age. So I kept that to look at what's in my book, and the same with the 66. Well, I got the other side of the pond going this morning. So anyway, I got those organized again. I accidentally dumped them. I had to reroute a wire, and they're sitting on top of my desktop computer on a recycled mouse pad, and I accidentally dumped all of them onto the floor. So we got them all picked up, and I'm gonna open a few rolls. Like I said, I'm just trying to get these where I can return them to the bank. They're sitting, there's pennies everywhere. And I didn't even used to do pennies. I mostly did quarters from the car wash, but I have not been car washing lately. So, all right, we're starting on a roll here. Oops, I need to get my cheat sheet on this one. We are looking for one of the funniest errors, in my opinion, that has shown up on pennies, which is that on some of these, Lincoln's ear got stamped over itself, and you ended up with a double earlobe right here. Then there was a second stamp where the die hit it incorrectly, and it made a second earlobe under the first one. So that's one of the things. I want to find one just because I think it's a funny error. Oh, there's my book. I'm in the process also of making myself a new cheat sheet. It's going to be actually a video, and I'm going to maybe do that today since I'm not going to make it to the street market. It's not that I don't feel good. I feel okay, but knowing that 3 hours in, it's going to be 70 to 80% chance of rain. It's just a lot of work to go set something up and, event tent and all of that. And then you got to watch the whole time and make sure it doesn't rain and get your merchandise wet. And then I'd be out there slipping and sliding, trying to pick it all up and put it back in my car. And I just decided that was too much work. Especially since I spent all day yesterday. Coin 671, good morning. Good morning. Yesterday I had to go to see the specialist who diagnosed my growth in my eye and the thing that's wrapped around my optic nerve. Anyway, it's been messing with my eyesight really bad. So it's a 2-hour ride each way to that doctor. And by the time I got home, I needed to go to my storage unit and get the tables and the tent and all that. I sat down, ate me a little bit of dinner, and fell asleep and woke up at 2:30 this morning. And I never made it to the to the thing. And I'm really tired from that trip, so I didn't go. Homeless in America, hello. Even though I don't comment on your videos most of the time because I watch my videos on TV, I do watch your channel because I was homeless in America more than once. Now, the last time I was homeless in America, I wasn't like on the street homeless that time. I lived in a 35-year-old Class C motorhome with no running water most of the time. And I actually kind of wish I still had the motorhome. I learned a lot living that way. And learned a lot about the American people, some of which I really liked, and some of which left me in great contempt and disdain. So yeah, I do periodically check in to what's going on your channel, because as the old phrase is, been there, done that. Probably had the t-shirt stolen. Well, back in the 1980s, I got fired from a job. I was replaced by a machine, and I lived in a 1971 Pinto, which they were very tiny cars. Now they'd be considered a subcompact. And I lived in a 71 Pinto hatchback for about 3 months. Everything I owned was in a storage unit. And I basically lived at Clearwater Beach, Florida, and would just go up and down the beach. But one of the things about living at the beach was they had showers there, so you could shower off when you got out of the Gulf of Mexico. So I was always clean and tidy, and I could fill my water jugs, and they had little barbecue grills down there, and I could usually come up with enough money playing guitar to I wasn't a good player, but I looked cute at the time, so I could pick up enough loose change to get some food. And then I had food stamps for a while. Of course, you couldn't get toilet paper or anything like that, but I would try to hang around down there at the beach so that I could maintain cleanliness. And yeah, if I got enough money, I'd get a hotel room once a week and do the same thing, get in there and get where I could wash my clothes out in the sink and hang them up. And so I'd have clean clothes. And then finally, a friend of mine said, well, I've got a little camper trailer out in the woods that I let my buddies go and stay in when they want to go hunting. He said, you're welcome to go stay out there, but you have to buy your own gas for the generator. And but that was still like a step up. I would only run the generator to heat up some water and bathe, but I could cook. And so that friend, who is still a friend to this day, helped me get back on my feet and get another job. But yeah, that time I was homeless for, I'm going to say 3-4 months while I was fighting with the trying to get unemployment payments. What had happened was I worked in a photo lab, and when my boss went on vacation, he left his son in charge. Well, as soon as his son got in charge, he decided that they didn't need anybody doing custom printing anymore for photos, and they were just going to buy one of those machines like they have in the drugstores and Walmart and stuff that just automatically processes the photos. So while his dad was gone, he fired me and bought this machine. And so I was replaced by a machine. Well, I'm like, no, he's not the owner. He didn't really have the right to terminate me. So I filed for the unemployment. And when his dad came home and from his vacation and found out, he was furious. But they didn't have any way to get a hold of me because we didn't have cell phones back then. And of course, my phone was disconnected, and I got evicted from my apartment. And so they didn't know where I was until I filed against them. And his dad showed up for the hearing, and he told him, he said, my son legally didn't have the right to fire this lady. He says, but I can't hire her back because, now we've got this machine in there and all the equipment's gone, so I can't hire her back. But they did grant me the unemployment, and the old man came out and looked at my car, and he realized that, there's pillows and blanket and all this stuff in the back. He realized I was living in my car and gave me $100. So I had to go get a post office box so I'd have a place for my unemployment check to go. So, yeah, that was pretty bad. But like I said, the last time I was homeless, it was because I had been my mom's caretaker. And when she passed away, the house went into the estate and they sold the house. I didn't have anywhere to go. So some friends of mine helped me buy this old motorhome. Yeah, $100 was a lot back then. It allowed me to pay the storage on my personal items and get the post office box. So I had a place for my paperwork and everything to go to. And back then they didn't have cell phones, but they had pagers. So I went and got a pager so I could sign up with like temporary employment services. So if they had a job for me, they could page me and I could go find a payphone and call them back and pick up a couple of days' work. So that $100 was a lifesaver. And then there was one other time that I was homeless for a while and lived in my car. But the motorhome was a real experience because it did have everything, but only if I could afford to stay in a campground or somewhere with a hookup. Otherwise, I was getting water in jugs. And this is a little bit gross, but it's a good hint for somebody that's homeless. I didn't want to use the toilet in the motorhome because then I would have to go flush out the tanks and do all of that, and didn't really have the running water. So I went to the medical supply store and got the plastic liners that they put in the portable toilets that they bring into your hospital room and your recovery area that look like a little seat with a bucket, and then they put these liners in there so that they don't have to scrub the thing out every time. And I put those liners in the toilet of my RV, and then I would just take the liners out and put the bag, and I used to save like big cans with lids and stuff and put those bags in there before I threw them away. And finally I found a doctor's office that would let me come and put those in their hazardous trash can. So that was a good way to not have to pay to use the pump tank thing to clean out my gray water tanks and stuff. Anyway, he don't have extra ears, so we'll give it to him. So anyway, that's my little homeless story. So I am very, and then after that, hey Jackalope, when I was a little better off for 5 years, I organized and sponsored a big event down in Orlando, Florida that benefited one of the homeless shelters that weren't a bunch of crooks. And I would get all my musician friends to come and play. It was in honor of a friend of mine that used to use his music to raise money for homeless people because he had been homeless. So for 5 years, I did this thing called the Lee Swimmer Memorial that benefited the Orlando Union Rescue Mission. And I had promised I would do that until Lee's mom passed away. Well, after she passed away, then the last year I did it, I was actually homeless and living in the motorhome, and I still did it. And over the course of about 5 years, every year it got a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And I think when it was all said and done over 5 years, I raised probably $25,000-$30,000 for the Orlando Union Rescue Mission. And I was brave or stupid, I'm not sure which, but there was a couple of homeless camps I knew of in Orlando that I would pretty regularly go out there and see who was there and take food. In fact, my mother's memorial service, there was a couple of trays of shrimp and vegetables and stuff, and my sister and I took those out to the homeless camp. And that's probably the best food they had in a long time. But yeah, that was kind of my thing for quite a while, was doing the raising money and helping homeless people, because once you've been there, you've been there. And you kind of know what people need better than the charities know what they need. Some of the charities are pretty clueless what they think homeless people need versus what they really need. And I get aggravated with people that assume that because you're homeless, if you say you need money, they immediately think you're going to take it and buy drugs or alcohol. And most of the time, if you've got any sensibility about you, you can tell the addicts from the genuinely homeless people. It's not hard. But yeah, it's one of my things. Jackalope Herdmaster, how you doing? So anyway, I got up this morning thinking I was going to go down there and get that stuff out of the storage and go do that thing. But I looked at the weather. I said, nah, I got plenty of things around here to do. And knowing that it's going to rain on it, it's probably not worth my physical effort, because I'm still recovering from that gallbladder thing. So I just decided to stay home today and work on some stuff here. Probably going to come back on later on and see if I can sell some jewelries. But right now I'm just up, and we have a rule here at the apartments that you have to be quiet until 7 a.m. So I couldn't really turn the TV on or anything. So I figured I'd look at some pennies. Numismaniac. Look at all the peoples. Yeah, I got 5 whole peoples. Yep, got some peoples. I appreciate all the peoples. I hope you'll hit the like button for me. So anyway, yesterday I had to take an adventure across the state and have them look into my eyes, tell me what they could see, because I can't. And the eye that I have the problem in is doing well. The other eye, however, the cataract has started to grow in again, but slowly, and they don't want to mess with that one too much while they're still working on this other thing, trying to figure out how to treat it. So they did say on the bad one, that it has, some of the swelling has gone back down and it has gotten back into the original proper size for an eyeball. So that's good. And he doesn't know why, but he said, whatever I'm doing, keep doing it. So that was good. And we are going to work with an ophthalmologist to create a special pair of glasses, because I can only see out of the bottom half of my eye. My optic nerve is being strangled by a fibrous tissue growth. So we're going to try to create a pair of glasses that will give me the optimal amount of eyesight. The top half of the lens really won't do much of anything, but because it's like there's a black line across my eye. Everything from the center of the eye up is just black. Everything from the bottom down, I can see okay, but it's obstructed. So we're going to try to magnify as much as we can of that lower eye and see if it will help stabilize my vision. So I'm a special project. Yeah, I'm a special girl. So anyway, but that cataract is why my vision has suddenly been bothering me again. So at some point we're going to have to address that further, but they don't want to do it right now. So all of that was accomplished in maybe a 20-minute doctor visit, but it took me 2 hours each way to get there. So I was pretty tired when I got home. Oh, God. Maniac, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what country you're in. We don't have socialized medicine here. And our doctors stink just as bad in most cases. In fact, that's the reason I have all these problems with my eyes now, is I had to wait months and months and months to get appointments, and then I got misdiagnosis from doctors that really just didn't want to bother to do a thorough investigation, and now I have irreparable damage to my eye. They can't fix it because they waited too long, and now the tumor has grown around my optic nerve. So it does not matter, I don't think, whether you have socialized medicine or commercially operated medicine. You get good ones and you get bad ones. And it's just unfortunate that people that go into medicine, a lot of them go into it for the wrong reasons. They don't go into it following the Hippocratic Oath. And they go into it because, if I'm a doctor, I can make a bunch of money. And it's not so much that way now because it costs so much in student loans and stuff, at least in America. I don't know how that works in Canada, but I believe if they would do like they used to do, where they would help offset your expenses to medical school if you would volunteer, if you would go and work it off for a few years somewhere, I think you'd get a better class of doctors. I have a couple doctors that, they are super duper. And then I have a bulk of them that are just As Frank Zappa said, they're only in it for the money. And like I said, if I had been properly diagnosed, I wouldn't be having the issues I'm having now. I went, I think it was 13 times to the emergency with things going on with this eye. And I got 11 different diagnoses, none of which, by the way, were correct. So over a period of a couple of years, just one misdiagnosis after another, and they weren't even really running the tests, and they were just guessing. And I hate that for everybody, because people die because of stupidity and lazy doctors. And then, like I said, I have some that are just phenomenal. The one I saw yesterday, that guy's a lifesaver. Absolutely a lifesaver. But for every one like that you get 10 more that are just pushing you through the 15-minute appointment, filling out the government paperwork, getting paid, and moving on. They're doing more doctoring of their records than they are of their patients. Oops. Sandelsven, is that how you pronounce that? I don't want to mispronounce your name. Sandelsven. Welcome. Welcome. Anyway, I'm just pushing a few pennies across my desk this morning until I get awake enough to actually function. Copper. Haven't had coffee yet. Just 60-90. Just trying to get awake and hanging out. That's what the Deadbeat Club is where we can just talk about. I have no topic. I just get in here and sort some coins, and people can talk about pretty much anything they want except politics and religion. I kind of keep those off the table, because otherwise we got a cat fight going first thing in the morning. And I got a new computer my brother bought for me. I could not really make any videos for a while because my computer was jamming up so badly that I would get maybe a couple minutes in and my computer would just lock up. I'd have to shut everything down and start over. And so now I will be able to do more regular videos. I just, I had to kind of stick to the live streams because I couldn't edit. So, I've got a lot of backed up metal detecting videos and that kind of thing that I'll now be able to get out there again. So that was one of the reasons my brother got me the computer. Was my other one we tried to do a duck race and the ducks would just not race, or 82. Oh, I got so many 82s to go through. So anyway, I thought I'd get on here and go through a few more rolls of these pennies, because I really do want to get them back to the bank, get them turned back in, get some money deposited. And my place I live is very, very tiny, very tiny, and I just don't have room to have things like this just hanging out. So nothing much in that roll. So I thought this morning, while I try to wake up, I would go through 2, 3 more, let everybody know what I found out at the doctor about my eyes, because the other night I could not see. I was trying to do this live stream, and I could not read your comments and stuff because my eyes were just, I couldn't get focused. Well, now I know why. It's that cataract. But the bad eye is doing better, so I'm happy with that, because that one I can't get the treatment for until I can get back to Michigan. So, oops, let's check his little ear. Oh, normal. So that's kind of where everything's at. And like I said, it looks like the market that I was supposed to do today, the little festival, probably is going to get rained out after a couple hours. So didn't seem like something to invest my time in. I can sit here and list things on eBay and Marketplace and probably make just about as much money. Oop, there's a 68 for Dougie. He saved 68. So anyway, I just figured I'd pop in. I got 9 people in here right now. That's pretty good for an unplanned show with no topic. Oh my goodness. Let me look at the ear. Nothing there. We'll have a gift away if I find a Wheatie or a Canadian. So far, I have not found anything in the gift giving department. So, we'll see. I set 3 rolls out here to open, and by then it'll be after 7 and I can start moving around. I don't want to get a noise notice from the new management. So trying to do something quiet till I can not have to worry about that. We've got somebody in the apartments now that gets a little carried away. If like somebody's dog goes yip yip, then they're complaining. Well, you know what? There's a lot of dogs in this building. All these old people have their little companion critters. And I'm not going to complain if somebody's dog, yip yips because they want to go out. But we've got new management and we got some new people here that just got their heads up their derrieres. And I'm glad I'll be moving sometime in this year, I hope. Because I don't like people like that. That's 73S. Got us another S. That's the 4th S out of this box. That's been decent. I just have to see if I actually need those, but okie dokie. Thanks for stopping in. Please hit the like button on your way out. It helps me pretend that someday I will actually monetize. I've given up the active pursuit of that because every time I get close to the number of view hours I need, they take a bunch of them away, and then I'm back to nothing. So I've just kind of quit. If I get there, I get there. I've got the subscribers, I just don't have the view hours. And so I don't worry about it too much anymore. I just do this for fun now. I wanted the channel to financially support itself, not me, just support itself, but didn't work out that way. So, oh well, we just do it to do it. Oh, normal ear there. 64 in the capo hoppo. So, anybody doing anything exciting this weekend? Like I said, I was supposed to be doing the spring festival down at the church, but didn't seem worth it when I saw the weather report. So I'm going to work on my eBay store, and filling out some paperwork, and all that kind of yada yada stuff. Maybe tomorrow, if it's not raining, I might try to go metal detecting for about an hour. I'm not physically in the best of shape, so I won't tackle any major trips or anything, but I got a little place right up the street that I'm working on section by section, so I'll go up there for a little bit. See if I can find anything. But I don't want to overdo it. I did just spend a week in the hospital, so that's another reason I decided I didn't want to go down there and try to do that show. And then if it starts raining, you're trying to hurry and tear everything down and protect the merchandise. And it's like, nah. I usually make pretty good money at that show, but I don't know if I had that much energy right now. So best to, oh, so close. Best to just take it easy, I think. I think that's a good idea. What am I going to do with all these 82s? Yep, nothing in that roll. Yeah, this has not been the best box. I think somebody actually has already been through these pennies and rejected these for whatever reason. Seemed to be a lot of copper and some S pennies and a couple Canadians. Only 3 Wheaties, 2 Wheaties. So, like I said, I think somebody's already picked this pile. All right. Don't know what they were looking for, so. A lot of copper in here. I hadn't even planned on getting this box, but the lady already had it up there on the counter when she saw me coming in, so it was mine. It was mine. I was hoping I'd at least find a Wheatie so I could do a gift away. What am I going to do here? Put a little background music on. Is it 7 o'clock yet? Nope, I still got 6 minutes. 6 minutes of quiet time. Yeah, the quiet time is 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. They tell you to turn your TVs down and all that. doesn't help when you have somebody that walks like a baby elephant that lives over you. So I'll be in bed, it'd be like 11 o'clock. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, quiet time refers to your feet too. Try to walk a little lighter. But anyway. Here we go. I got 7 very quiet people in here. Roll 3. Looks just like the one before it. Close. Not enough. But at least I'm getting them where I can send them back to the bank. I got a lot of loose change. I probably got $150 in loose change just sitting around. It needs to go back. And that's why I'm doing this morning. I want to finish this up over the weekend and get these pennies, and I have some nickels that we need to go through. I don't even know what the status on those nickels. I just found a cigar box with a bunch of nickels in them. I don't know if I've looked at them before. I have no clue. So I got to go back through them, figure out why they're here, send them back down to the bank, and then I'm going to try not to get any for a while. I want to do some quarters. I've got quarter albums I want to finish up. One is a personal album, the other's a gift away. And then I got all these 82s. I got to break the scale out. And we're going to find out what's what in those. Get rid of them. So I got up this morning and decided I wasn't going to go to that thing. And I watched a Robert Ferguson video on my phone so I could do it quietly. He was metal detecting at night on the beach. Found him a couple of rings. Wasn't anything fancy, money wise, but he found a lot of stuff. So I was happy for him. He just recovered from COVID for the second time. I like watching Robert. He's pretty laid back, dude. Very relaxing to watch. So then I decided I needed to work on this. So about to the end of this roll, haven't found diddly doody doody doo. I may crack one more open. And then move on. Make some coffee or some tea, haven't decided. Nothing in that one. That's the third roll of nothing. Keep those rolls, I can reuse them. Let's grab one from the other end of the box. This is a different kind of roll. Maybe it'll have different kind of pennies in it. And I might gift something away anyhow. So stick around to the end of this roll while I make a decision. I did get a number of items donated for gifting. So, who knows what might happen. Susie might. This is a more mixed roll. Ooh, I think I see a Lincoln one already. Yeah. Ooh, that's a nice looking Lincoln Life series. All right. This roll has a little more potential. Nobody's saying anything. So I'm going to turn on the bot, Z-Bot, and start getting ready for a gift away. I think I will give something away. Let me see what's going on over here. Well, I got 7 people and 7 likes. That's good. Let me get the Nightbot fired up here. Yeah, the other thing I'm going to do today is finish packaging up all the things I have here that need to go out in the mail. I finally got some more customs forms so I can do my Canadian and Great Britain thingies. Our post office is like, they're crazy. I asked my aide to go pick up my mail and get me some custom forms. Some customs forms, as in more than one. We can only give you one at a time. That's kind of like going to McDonald's and having to give you one ketchup. I'm like, what do you mean you're going to give me one? I got 3 packages. I need 3 sets because I have 3 packages. They made her get back in the line and get like one at a time. Now, is that the epitome of not being able to plan your time? That's just ridiculous. So I called and complained about it and sent her back down, and they gave her like 5 of that time. I was like, why are you being that chintzy over a form that I'm required to fill out to mail these things? I'm like, huh? That didn't even make any sense. Make her get back in the line? No. So, anyway, I finally got the forms. So, now I got to wade through them, figure out how to get everything in there without them saying, you can't send that to Canada. Shield penny. Yuck. Hate shield pennies. But at least I'm seeing some variety in this roll. What you're hearing is me throwing shield pennies into the tub. I don't even look at them. I hate them. Stupidest coin the United States ever created. Waste of crappy metal. Those of you who metal detect understand that. They disintegrate in the dirt. They're just trash. T-R-A-S-H S-H-I T-R-A-S-H. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get in trouble someday. Somebody from the U.S. Mint is going to come and knock on my door and haul me away for insulting their fine workmanship. Oops, wrong bucket. Oh well. It happened. Is it after 7? Yes, it's 7:04. I can put music on now. Yeah, I mean it doesn't even make any sense. I'm guessing that somebody at the post office, I think we got a new postmaster, and I believe what is going on is that they're trying to tighten the budget, but that's not where you're going to tighten the budget. That's just that those forms, you have to have them. Now, if they wanted to tighten the budget, I could see them putting a restriction on the number of flat rate boxes or the big priority envelopes, but a customs form? Yeah, because I have seen people go in there and just like grab a whole stack of the boxes or a whole stack of the envelopes. I've never seen anybody go in and grab like a huge stack of custom forms. You usually go in and you get however many forms you need for the number of packages that you have. That just did not make any sense to me. They're not going to balance their budget on rationing customs forms. So anyway, she finally was able, we were able to procure enough. Yeah, it just boggled my mind, because I have I've got one going to Germany, 2 going to Canada, and 1 going to Great Britain. And then I wanted to have an extra one in case I give something else away or I need to send something else. And so, but I had 4 packages that I actually needed the forms for. And they give her 1. And so she ended up having to go again and get more. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like I said, I could understand if she came in and wanted like a great big stack of the boxes, because those cost a little bit to produce, not a ton, but yeah, it was a little bit crazy that they were that cheap over a customs form. I'm like, no. This might be interesting to play in the background. I better turn the sound down though, just in case. This is a weird, this is not actually, it's a song and you might be able to figure it out if you're familiar with 60s music, but it's an isolated drum track from a song that was really popular in the 60s, but this is just the drums from it. And I like it, so I'm going to put it in the background. Just so I have something. No, the zinc coins are terrible. They don't, unless they are mixed in well with a good metal, they don't hold up. They just don't. And you bury them in the ground and they really don't hold up. So, yeah, I've got this one's pretty close right here. Let's see if they just get beat up. That one's probably been in the ground. Anybody figures out what this song is that this drum track is from, or they know who that drummer is, thought it was kind of neat that somebody isolated the drum track. One of my favorite drummers. No longer with us. It was a very popular song in the mid-60s. And this band was popular worldwide. It wasn't just was not just in the States. And that I'll tell you who it was, because it's the drum track from a song called Good Lovin' by the Young Rascals. The drummer's name was Dino Danelli. Absolutely one of my favorite drummers. Every time I see a video of that guy, I just think, man, what a cool dude. You know, that boy was cool as a fan. He learned how to play from jazz drummers like Gene Krupa and I mean, like, for real, not just listening to Gene Krupa's records. He was actually taken under his wing. And the interesting thing about Gene Krupa taking this kid under his wing, this kid was like 14 years old, and Krupa saw him playing in some club in New York and said, man, this guy's pretty good. So anyway, he taught him. And then when the Rascals went to Europe for one of their tours, Dino was on stage, and the stagehand had not properly anchored his drum kit down, and his kit started kind of dancing across the stage a little bit during one of the songs. And a guy jumped up out of the audience and jumped up on stage and was holding the drum kit in place so he could finish the song. Well, the young man who jumped up on the stage to hold his drum kit down was Keith Moon from The Who. So in return for Keith holding the drums down for Dino to get through his song, Dino taught Keith Moon how to twirl his drumsticks. So when you see all that fancy schmancy handwork on old Who videos from Keith Moon playing his drums, it's because Dino Danelli taught him how to do that in return for keeping his kit from going off the stage. It's a pretty cool story, and it's documented. You know, it was discussed many times over the years. People would ask Keith Moon about his drum antics, and he credited Dino Danelli for being the one where he learned all the show stuff. But yeah, Dino died a few months ago, and somebody that knew that I was a big fan of his sent me that drum track. And every once in a while, I just throw it on and listen to it, and then in my head, I try to construct the rest of the song. I think I am a musician or something. Yeah. We're not producing anything here. This is the fourth roll. Other than some copper for the hopper, I really haven't shown much excitement. Why does that look so odd? I guess it's just funky. It's funky. Funky money. Nothing there. Oh, yeah. There's another nasty one. That one's copper. How nasty is that? Well, I'm down to about 9 pennies left on this roll. Hasn't produced much of anything. Gosh, not a single Wheatie. Got that one Lincoln and a I think I got one S penny. That's about it. Down to the last 3. I'm going to open one more. I keep hoping I'm going to find something. It's kind of like metal detecting. You get out there and you keep digging signals and digging up can slaw and pull tabs. What am I doing up so early, James? Well, I was supposed to go do the festival at the church, but I looked at the weather report and 70% chance of rain, and I said, no, I'm not going down there. Setting up and then having to tear it all back down as soon as it starts raining on my head, so I decided I wasn't going. So that's why I'm up. So I'm going to do one more roll of pennies, and if I don't find anything in it, then it's now after 7 o'clock, and I'm allowed to make reasonable amounts of noise, so I'm going to just work around the house today and maybe take another nap. I had that long trip to, oh, that's close, but no cigar. Had that long trip to Roanoke to the doctor yesterday. Came home with the idea I was going to run down. Hi, Lito. That I was going to run down to the storage and get my tables and everything. And I sat down on the couch and went to sleep. Woke up at 2:30 this morning. So I hadn't even loaded the stuff for the show, and I just decided to blow it off. I'm not fully recovered, and it's supposed to rain, and it just seemed like probably not the best idea for me to overexert that way. So I was up, and we're not supposed to make noise before 7 a.m. So I started this stream a little after 6 for something to kill time. And so that's why I'm up. So when I get done with this roll, I'm gonna go make me some coffee and work on some paperwork and some special order jewelry items. I have 3 of those. I gotta remake your chain into a 24. And I've got a necklace I gotta make for Archaeology Mikey's mom. And I have a necklace I have to make for Sir Benji's granddaughter for her birthday. So I got stuff to do on that. And then a bunch of medical insurance paperwork. So I got plenty of things, and I got some stuff I got to put in my eBay store. Maybe I'll make some money on that. But it just didn't seem like a great idea to go down there when I know that in 3 hours it's going to jump to 75% chance of rain. So just decided not to do that. So that's why I'm up. That's why I'm up. Let's all my friends that live on the other side of the pond check in with me and say hi. When I get up this early, I get my British friends and my German friends and my Canadian friends, and I get a different group of people, and it's nice. My Irish friends. It's nice to see some different faces. And I need to finish this box of pennies, so this was a good time to just sit down and go through a few more rolls. Didn't really find much. A couple of the Lincoln series and an S penny. No Wheaties, no Canadians, no, not much. But making a little progress on the box. That's what I'm going to do today, is when I need to take a break from the other things I'm doing, I'm just going to come back on, do some more pennies. Eventually, I'll finish the box. No, it's okay, James. I'll use the one that I made on something else. You know, it doesn't really matter. I was going to make 24s anyway. I just haven't done them yet. I did the 22s the other night. So it's not a big deal. I still have to make them whether I needed one for your piece or not. That's why I ordered the bulk chain, was because I did not have any 24s or 22s. And I need them. So I also have to make a 24 for something else. So I got to get that stuff out anyway. It's you know, it's just part of the job. I don't order 24s because I can buy the bulk chain and make a nicer chain cheaper. Once you get past the 18s, they start really charging you a lot more, and it doesn't cost them that much more to make them. It's just that's how they do it, to make more money. And I know how to put the clasps and everything on, so why would I pay them extra to do that when it doesn't take me that long, and I have the things here to do it. So okay, that was the end of that. We didn't find much. It was kind of a slow morning, but got a bunch of more 82s and a bunch more coppers, but a couple of Lincoln Life series. That's about it for this morning's search and destroy mission. I got some 368s to add to Doug's package. So, alrighty, I'm gonna go, folks. I have not had my coffee yet. I'm allowed to stomp around and make noise now, so not a big a deal. But oh yeah, I did hook this Nightbot up. I was going to give something away, but I think I'll wait and do it this afternoon. I'm going to come back on later in the afternoon because I don't know what I'm going to give away. So we're just going to go with that, and I got to go feed M3 before he rips my leg off. So I'll catch up with everybody later. Please hit the like button on your way out if you have not already done so. And thank you so much for popping in and listening to me babble like a fool. Bye, Christopher. Bye, everybody. I'll catch up with y'all later on today. Alrighty. Good day, everyone. Enjoy whatever it is you're doing this weekend. You can come back later, tell me all about all the trouble you got into. And I still haven't found my real mouse, and I'm using this stupid one that doesn't want to work. It won't let me sign off. Where's the arrow? Come on. Oh, I hate this mouse. There we go. All right. Bye, everybody. Well, maybe. Bye, everybody.